Hi guys, so I've got a nice healthy stack of books here, which I'm really happy. I haven't done like a, well, I probably have, but I did a lot of pre-recording before, but I haven't done like a proper like book buying time in a while, and I feel like the finances are writing themselves out now and I'm able to get a bit here and there. So yeah, anyway, I'll start with the first lot of books. These ones I got in ASDA, so they're always far cheaper than the actual RRP. And they're all hardback as well, which is crazy. So I'll start with the one that it kind of started this book buying fiasco. It is Margaret Atwood's The Testaments. Now, this has been a very acclaimed book. I believe it won the Man Booker Prize. Did it win? Or was it a short list? I can't remember. I'm going to sound so uneducated when I say this, but I honestly did not know Margaret Atwood was still alive. Obviously, everyone knows her from The Handmaid's Tale, which I haven't read and I don't own, so it's kind of crazy that I have this, but it just... subconsciously, I'm trying to go through the Man Booker lists of years past, and I know eventually I'm going to get to it. The Handmaid's Tale, I want to check out the TV show, which I know has like finished or whatever. Or I don't think they're doing the 3rd season, but I'm pretty sure it's got 2 seasons, and I'm just interested generally. So I know it's something I'm going to get to eventually. And as I say, it was cheaper than it would usually be. I think it was £10. All of these were £10 or something like that, 10 or £8. It's usually 20 quid. So I got it. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Obviously, I'm going to have to pick up The Handmaid's Tale first and give that a read. And hopefully I enjoy it. I don't want to read the synopsis of this just because it will obviously spoil me. And I don't know the in-depth details of the original story, but I know it's like, from what I understand, it's like an old time... What even is it about? I want to say it's some sort of dystopian, but like, do you know what? I'm doing it no justice at all. I'm just going to shut up. I'm interested in reading it regardless. Then I saw that Stephen King had a new book come out. It's quite a chunker actually. It's called The Institute, and this cover very much attracts me. I think that is absolutely beautiful. And to be fair, I don't really know exactly what this is about. I think it sounded like a fantasy when I picked it up like briefly when I was looking at the cover and that. Oh, it's quite pretty on the end pages there. Again, this is supposed to be 20 quid. ASDA's where it's at, guys. I always go there for books. That's like my first kind of port of call. But it says, deep in the woods of Maine, there is a dark state facility where kids abducted from across the United States are incarcerated. In the institute, they are subjected to a series of tests and procedures meant to combine their exceptional gifts, telepathy, telekinesis, with concentrated effect. Luke Ellis is the latest recruit. He's just a regular 12-year-old, except he's not just smart, he's super smart. And he has another gift, which the institute... My cat's ripping stuff that she should not be ripping. Far away in a small town in South Carolina, former cop Tim Jamieson has taken a job working for the local sheriff. He's basically just walking the beat, but he's about to take on the biggest case of his career. Back in the Institute's downtrodden playground and corridors where posters advertise just another day in paradise, Luke, his friend Kalisha, and the other kids are in no doubt that they are the prisoners, not guests, and there is no hope of escape. But great events can turn on small hinges, and Luke is about to team up with a new, even younger recruit, Avery Dixon, whose ability to read minds is off the scale. Their powers to cover... while the Institute may want to harness their powers to cover ends, the combined intelligence of Luke and Avery is beyond anything that even those who run the experiments, even the infamous Mrs. Sixby, suspect. So I wasn't sure if it was one of those things where they just reprinted his work with like new covers. I was trying to find the year, and it looks like... it was a release for this year. So yeah, I'm excited to get to that. Then I picked up this because I'd actually recently heard that... It confused me at first, and I'll explain why. Basically, I now have the Millennium Trilogy by Stieg Larsson. That's like the girl with the dragon tattoo and all that. I got them all from charity shops, and I'm planning to read them relatively soon. I don't know if I get to them this year, but hopefully next year. And when I was just doing research and seeing like the books in order, I found out that they were being taken over by a different author called David Lagerkrantz. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. And he's come out with like another set of stories following the same characters, but he's taken over the world now. And I guess he's paying homage to the original author, but it's like he's continuing the series. At first I didn't know how I felt about that, because I was like, well, that series is done now, like it's gone, but he must have got the right somehow to continue the stories in his own books under his own name, which is interesting. So there are a few already out, which I didn't realise. They've got The Girl in the Spider's Web and A Girl Who Takes an Eye for an Eye, and I think this is the third one of the continued new release under the new author, if that doesn't confuse you, I don't know. And this is The Girl Who Lived Twice, so I can't get to this yet. I don't want to read the synopsis off of this one yet, but The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, again, it's one of those things that I was interested in because the movie, when it came out a good few years ago, I wanted to check out and I didn't get around to, and it was one of those things at the time that I didn't read that sort of genre. But now I've opened up a little bit more in terms of what I want to read and kind of getting my reading taste, especially like as an adult, sort of cultivating it again and not restarting but seeing what else I like. It's a sort of book that I'd like to try out, so yeah, there's that. Hopefully if I do like them I can continue on with the extended ones. I mean, I've got one of the books now, so that's kind of incentive enough. Hopefully it works. And this other one's a bit of a funny one. It's funny because I've got like all these, well not all these, I've only done 3 books so far, but I've done this like sequel continuation and I've not even read the first books of them yet. This one's a bit odd because I've not seen the TV show. Everyone says it's a Gen TV show, and I know I'm going to love it, but it's one of those things where people put so much pressure. It sounds so stupid because it's the silliest thing. People put so much pressure in the fact that I would definitely love this show, that it sort of made me not want to watch this show in case like disappointment is too much. But that show is Stranger Things, and I picked up this book. It looks like an old used library book. I saw some people talking about it online on YouTube. It looks amazing. Again, 10 quid. How much are you supposed to be? £25. Crazy. So yeah, this is the Stranger book, Worlds Turned Upside Down. Foreword by Matt and Ross Duffer. Are they the producers? And it's just about the show. I don't want to go too much into it because again, I've not seen the show. I just know that it's something that I should love, and I'm hoping to get to it eventually. But it's also one of those things where I don't like watching too many series at once, even if they're completely different things, if they're not all fantastical or whatever. It's one of those things where I start a new one and then I'm in the mood for something particular, but then I can't start something else because I'm watching too many. It's really strange. But yeah, that's also a reason why I haven't got to Stranger Things yet. Everyone says I love it. I hope I love it. Okay, next on to the last stack of books. These are all ones that I got in H&V. The first 2 are actually gifts. H&V, they have their books for like £3.99 and then like 2 for £5 each. So as like a little anniversary present, my boyfriend got me 2. And I got so excited because I saw a lot of the science. Well, I knew they were in there, but I didn't realise they were under the 2 for £5. The science fiction Masterworks editions of some like old science fiction, like sort of classic science fiction, republished with these really cool covers, and I'm sort of slowly collecting them. I don't think I'll collect all of them, like that's not my goal. I'm particularly interested in works by Philip K. Dick, and I'm hoping to sort of just test out some other authors and maybe find like a particular love for another one and just sort of collect their works in that edition. But this one here is, I don't know how to say this name because I've never heard of this author before, or these authors. Howdee-haie and Boris Stogartsky, Hard to Be a God. I read you the synopsis because they're short and sweet and to the point, and I like also that these books also give you like their life and death year and a bit about the authors too. So these are the Stogartsky's brothers who started writing together and doing science fiction and stuff. And it says, Anton is an undercover operative from future Earth who travels to an alien world whose culture has not progressed beyond the Middle Ages. I like Middle Age stuff, so this is interesting. Not Middle Age like as in people, like just as in the era. That sounded weird. Although in possession of far more advanced knowledge than the society around him, he is forbidden to interfere with the natural progress of history. His place is to observe rather than interfere, but can he remain aloof in the face of so much cruelty and injustice? So that sounds really, really good. And then I've got H.G. Wells's The Island of Dr. Marangu, which sounds amazing to me. So it says, when Edward Pendrick is rescued after the shipwreck of Lady Vane, he finds himself aboard a vessel carrying a menagerie of wild animals and their keeper, Montgomery. Nursed back to health by Montgomery, Pendrick is put ashore with the man and his beast on an unknown island where he encounters Montgomery's master, the brilliant and sinister Dr. Moreau. And soon, Pendrick discovers the island holds a terrible and dark secret. Dr. Moreau has been playing God. I just find it so funny how both of these are like God playing God. I didn't pick that up intentionally knowing that, but made me chuckle. And the other 4 I got myself, so 5 and 5, 10, not bad at all. So I got 2 more of the science fiction Masterworks, and as I mentioned before, Philip K. Dick, I do like him. I've only read one of his books, that was Valis. Oh, you can't see it, it's just up here. This one, it was so weird, really do enjoy it. So now I've got some more to follow the collection. I got Ubik, that was one I was familiar with the name because as I was looking for more of its books, this one popped up. So it said, Glenn Runstarp is dead. Or is he? Someone died in the explosion orchestrated by his business rivals, but even as his funeral is scheduled, his mourning employees are receiving bewildering messages from their boss, and the world around them is warping and regressing in ways which suggest that their own time is running out, if it hasn't already. He does like really weird science fiction. It's almost like bizarro, like, I don't know, it's just strange, and it'd probably be very niche. Like, I feel like a very particular type of person would enjoy it, from what I've read so far, which is only like 1 book. But yeah, it's a very strange storytelling. And I got A Maze of Death, and this is about when 14 people arrive to colonise the otherwise uninhabited planet of Delmark O. They quickly discover that their bizarre new world is more dangerous and much, much stranger than they could ever have imagined. The colonists have nothing in common and no idea why they've been sent there. All they know is that there's no way to leave, and one by one they are being killed. So it's kind of like a murder mystery as well, but set on this like scientific backdrop of otherworldly, other planetary inhabitants and stuff like that. And then last 2 books to wrap up this haul. I picked up this gorgeous Penguin edition of, is it classic? I don't know if it's Penguin Classics. Anyway, it's a beautiful Penguin edition of The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. I believe I have seen the film for this, and it made me laugh because I was like, how is everybody scared of these plants? But it also was kind of scary. I was like, damn, it's kind of scary if that would happen. Anyway, oh, these have got really pretty covers, these. Got some more of the editions on the back. They look beautiful for the other books, obviously. My cat is in a really silly mood. She's eating everything, like chewing everything that she shouldn't be chewing. So when a freak cosmic event renders most of the Earth's population blind, Bill Mason is one of the lucky few to retain his sight. The London he walks is crammed with groups of men and women needing help, some ready to prey on those who can still see. But another menace stalks blind and sighted alike, with nobody to stop their spread. The Triffids, mobile plants with lethal stingers and carnivorous appetites, seem set to wipe out the survivors. So I'm really excited to see if I enjoy the written original works of this. So I also wanted to mention, I ended up going into WH Smith and picking up the latest issue of Womankind. I think I might have missed one in between the last one I got and this, maybe 1 or 2. But this one is a new, this one is The Art of Possibility, The Courage to Create, issue 21. And let's see if it says anything. I don't know, it looks like it's going to be about plants maybe. I also spontaneously saw this in a WH Smith elsewhere when I was coming back from the circus that I was seeing. And I didn't know there was a second one. Honestly, I've not read the first one yet, but I've read the original series and loved it. And this is the next Philip Pullman book, The Book of Dust Volume 2. This is The Secret Commonwealth. And with this as well, you also got a free little journal. So there was a bit of a palaver because the girl didn't know what I was talking about, so she took my name and number down and said if she found it, she'd give me a ring. But I said, oh, this isn't actually my local shop, so they would have forwarded it. But I was still around when they called me, so I got it. It's just a little journal with the original... Well, it looks like the original cover, because the original cover is like a bluish colour in it of the first book, but I think it is specifically for this. It's just an alternate cover, and it's got like a blimp, some of the characters I'd imagine, and it's just a little line notepad. Maybe I can use this to write some notes about the characters and stuff. We'll see. And then I also, from a friend, got some books about spirituality, which I'm going to go through. I'm just interested in that sort of stuff for you guys, as you guys know, and that's it. And then lastly, oh my god, lastly, The Disaster Artist. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the film called The Room, which is the best, worst film ever. There's so many memes about it, but it's a fantastic, silly film. So this is My Life Inside the Room, the greatest bad movie ever made by Greg Sestero and Tom Bissell. And I feel like I remember this being talked about, that it was gonna happen. Anyway, you guys, to fully understand how funny this is and why I'm laughing, you just need to check out The Room. It's just one of those things, and then watch videos on it, because I feel like you find a community within that. But anyway, in 2003, an independent film called The Room, starring and written, produced and directed by mysteriously wealthy social misfit named Tommy Wiseau, made its disastrous debut in Los Angeles. Described by one reviewer as like getting stabbed in the head, the $6 million film earned a grand total of $1,800 at the box office and closed after 2 weeks. Over a decade later, The Room is an international cult phenomenon whose legions of fans attend screenings featuring costumes, audience rituals, merchandising, and thousands of plastic spoons. So this is written by the co-star, and he's just talking about his experience on this strange set. So I think I'm going to leave it there, wrap it up with this one, which was a marvellous one to end the video on, I would say. Let me know if you've checked out any of these books, if you've read them, what you thought. If you have perhaps a suggestion of what to get to first, I would love to know. Yeah, I'm hoping I can get to a few of these this month. I'm filming this in October, early October, I don't know when I'll put it up. But it'll be nice because last month I was getting through quite a few books, so it'd be nice to get through, you know, as I'm buying in. Even though I've got older books that are on my like TBR, it'd be nice to see some of these get into, because I started reading some of the newer books that I'm picking up quite soon, which made me happy. But yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you in another video soon. I'm gonna get some dinner and go to bed. Bye bye. I was ready to